So we bought this box truck from U-Haul about 16 months ago.
And the only thing it had was just a coat of white paint.
Yeah, it was an empty moving truck. And I've spent the last 16 months converting it into a camper van, a Class C RV, if you will. And
Except better.
Yeah. And I documented the entire thing on this channel. There's lots of videos. So a lot of you have been watching those videos, but we've been getting a lot of requests recently to tour the whole thing.
Yes.
And I kept saying, you'll get the tour as soon as it's finished. Well, guess what?
It's finished.
It's finished. So let's take this tour. Well, hey everybody, I'm Bill.
And I'm Elizabeth. Live simple.
Live free.
Yep. I know I look a little glowy. It's very humid today, but I'm feeling actually pretty good.
Yeah. So we're going to give you a tour of this truck, but first let me tell you, it's a 2007 Econoline 450 dually that we got from U-Haul.
Yes.
And
122,000 miles.
right, when we bought it.
When we
Yeah.
bought
It's
it,
got
yeah.
more than that now because we put a lot of miles on it.
Yeah, we traveled in it.
So anyway, a lot of people, when they do a tour, they start on the outside, they go all the way around the outside, and every time we watch one of those, Elizabeth's saying, get to the good stuff. Go inside, get to the good stuff.
I want to see the inside.
So I'm only going to show you one thing on the outside very quickly, and then we'll go inside.
And then he'll finish up showing you anything important
Right.
on the
Okay.
outside. Absolutely.
Now the one thing that I wanted to show you on the outside before we go inside is our heating and air conditioning system. Instead of having propane or diesel like a lot of people do, instead of having an air conditioner on the roof, we actually have a residential mini split system here. It's an HVAC mini split, and it takes it just plugs into a 110, so it runs through the inverter. But I'll talk a lot more about that when we get inside. I just wanted you to see this so you know what I'm talking about. Now, as I go in, Elizabeth wanted me to be sure to point out to you our welcome mat right inside the door. So when we bought this, it's the box back here, and there was no way to get into the cab. You had to go out and around. So I actually cut a hole through right there and put this sliding door in. I'll show you a little bit more about how I did that when I go outside. And then over here, you know, I'm a YouTube creator, so everywhere we go, everywhere we travel, I have to work. I have to do video editing and stuff like that. So I made myself a desk right here. This is the travel position. The way I can set my computer here, I got plugs for 110 for the computer. I got USB ports here. Up here I have a cabinet where, well, it's empty right now because we're not traveling, but I got my Starlink here. I can put my computer up here and all of my, you know, files and different things for the business. And that works very well. And when I'm done with it...
Show the light.
Oh yeah, sorry. There's a light right here so I can see what I'm doing. And then when I'm done with it, it just folds out of the way. And then we have two bunks in here. This section is the part that goes above the cab. And there's a ladder here that just goes right there to get up to the bunk. All of this is the bedding for the other bunk that we'll show you in a minute. And I've got lights up there and all that kind of stuff.
You got more USB ports and plugs.
Yep. And I really like this. This is a Max Air fan. I don't know if you're familiar with this. I'm not sure which model it is, but it's the name, but it's an upgraded model. It's all electric. Just push it, it turns on, it opens up and starts running. Yeah, so the cool thing about this is it has a rain sensor in it. So if we're gone somewhere for the day, we can leave the windows open and leave this on, and if it starts to rain, it senses the rain and automatically turns off the fan and shuts the top. How cool is that? I love that.
A lot better than a wet bed when you get back.
Yeah, and then it's got infinitely variable speed. I can also turn it around so it'll blow in instead of out. I love that fan.
The door just opened. Normally if we're parked, we're level and it won't do that.
Yeah, we're not quite level. We're like this.
Yeah.
So.
And it can be locked from the other side.
So when we're traveling, I just throw that back up there and it doesn't go anywhere.
Wonderful. I wanted to show you a couple more things in our entryway here. One is that we have the fire blanket. It's hanging right here. Easy just to pull those tabs down and bring out a fire blanket. I have them for in here and I have them in both houses. This little thing's handy. It holds our clickers for the mini split, for the fan, things like that. This is all of our system for the,
That shows our solar.
yeah.
I'll show you about that in a minute.
Now this is for the fan, isn't it?
Yeah, for the roof fan, ceiling fan.
Roof fan. Actually a good place for me to put my broom. I had to laugh when I first had it there. I reached up and thought, well, and I know to grab this when I'm getting in, not the broom. So it works out just fine. So one of the things that I wanted to mention that I love in here, you'll kind of see as we do the video, is that we're now organized so that everything has a place to be put away. The floor stays clear. And I love that. Even if Bill has his little office area out, it's a nice clear floor, which is considerably safer for me. All right, now, one of my favorite things is right here. Bill put in an absolute real-life, full-blown shower. There's the shower head. It's got some people gave us, some wonderful, lovely people gave us like a thing that makes the pressure higher using less water, which is very useful. I put a hanging bar in the back so we can hang stuff up in the back. This works as a kind of a little bathroom. Here is my composting toilet. We don't have a black tank. We don't need it. We've only got a gray tank. And I can use that in here. And sometimes if I'm a little bit concerned that Bill may have to go out or something, I just pull this around and give myself a little bit of privacy. But that works well. And here I've got some of the chips that go in the composting, toilet paper, just stuff like that. Now, this is very easy to lift out and just set over out of the way for a minute so that you can just stand, and it's a very comfortable, full-blown shower. Really, really nice. Also, there are just grab bars everywhere. I got a good one here, a good one here. This is an important one because that helps for getting in and out of the doorway to the cab. It's also really nice if I'm tired at night for the bathroom, for the toilet. So now, one of the things that we needed to build in was some place to put these lawn chairs. This is a rocking lawn chair, and we needed a place to put it out of the way. Sometimes if I really get bad cramps at night, rocking is the best thing I can do just to try to help work them out. So we have this, my rocking lawn chair, and we have another lawn chair in there, and they just tuck over out of the way. And at night, he puts in his ladder, and I set up my rocking chair, and we have a nice cozy place. It works really well. So, okay, so I love the shower. What did you figure, hon, one of our 30-gallon tanks of water can do?
Yeah, I hadn't talked about that yet, but we don't have a black tank, okay, because we have the composting toilet. We have 30 gallons of fresh water and 30 gallons of gray tank. And if we're careful with it, that'll allow us to do the dishes and get 4 showers out of it. So we can last a couple of days and still be out in the middle of nowhere and still be taking showers, which is pretty cool.
It's pretty amazing. Okay, now, my kitchen. I just love this brick backing that Bill found. He's got it in his office too. Love that. I'll put some more light here. We've got all these very nicely labeled. Get some light on. Simple little things. I needed a mirror when I'm going to be somewhere brushing my teeth or whatever, and I just put these little hooks there. When we're traveling, it's safe to put it just like that. And then when we stop, I've got myself a mirror right at a good height for me. Little things like that really help. Beautiful sink. I'm so thrilled with it. Here's our cutting board. It's a nice deep sink. It has this little, metal thing that you can sit across the top. That gives you like one more area to put things if you need it.
A drain.
It's a drain, yeah.
Dish drain.
Or sitting vegetables on there, or just anything like that. I love this. Look at that. Isn't that the prettiest thing ever? And it sprays. So it's just a lovely, lovely sink. And it really does a good job because you got enough depth in there to really wash. And then this just slips back in. Gives us more counter space and a nice cutting board. Some simple things like this. I found this at Lowe's, I think it was. And you just set it out. And believe it or not, you can put dishes there. You can put plates there, bowls. And it's a wonderful draining pad. Yeah. And you can fold it right back up. Slips right back in there. Out of the way. It's wonderful. So, got lots of nice shelf space up here. And you'll see these all over the place. Couldn't be easier to work with. So, I love the little microwave. Got that all hooked up now. Places for dishes. Somebody gave me some beautiful, like Pyrex Pioneer Woman dishes. And so we use those in the RV all the time. It's a beautiful set. These came without anything in this opening, and Bill found this brown lattice work and put it in there. And I love it, and it works beautifully with our brick wall. So he did good with that. Okay, just down here then, this latch is here, and then the latch here. Now this one then, just beautiful silverware drawer, and then this one. Stuff in it. Now we can latch these together then. We couldn't put a latch here for this one because it gets in the way of my pull-out thing here. This works really well. Now this bottom one, we don't know why. You can get it out if you need to. It doesn't slide out all by itself, so it's okay. Now, when I bought these regular cabinets, because we have square walls, I just bought regular kitchen cabinets. And because I could not get one that had the same width across as the area that we had here between the dinette and the bathroom, it left me with this incredible 6-inch gap. And so I was able to find exactly what I was wanting to do anyway. I was able to find one of these wonderful, just pull out, and I can put so many things on there when we're traveling. And you can see here we use Castile soap for all of our washing in here so that it keeps the gray water biodegradable. So, okay.
So what about a stove, Bill? What are you doing there? Well, we don't have a stove top put in here. We didn't want to lose the countertop, so we just left it like that. So here's our stove. This is a typical Coleman 2-burner propane stove.
He crosses those bungees and hooks them.
That keeps it from flying around. So we can just set it down here and open it up, and then it's close enough, and with this guard it protects the microwave. So we got 2 burners here, and the cool thing about that is that we can also take this outside and set it up on a picnic table if we want to cook out there instead.
Yeah, we've done that before too.
That was a very fast and easy solution for our cooking. Well, I'll leave that there. Now the water heater, I really like this. Got our trash can here. This is our water heater. It's an IsoTemp water heater, and here's what's really unique about it. It's electric, it's 110, so it plugs into the inverter when it runs, but it also has the ability here and here to hook hoses from there that actually go right into the engine coolant system so that it heats the water in your tank while you're driving. How cool is that?
Yes.
And so when you get there, wherever you're going, you don't have to turn on the electric hot water heater. It's already hot. Also, it's very well insulated, so if you drive all day and it's hot and then you don't take a shower at night, it's probably still going to be hot enough in the morning to take a shower. And then, of course, if you take a shower and water starts going in there and starts to cool off, then the electric heater will plug in. I don't have that hooked to the engine yet, but I'm excited about doing it, and that's why I bought this particular model. So now, one of the things that I really love about what we've done here is I mentioned we have the mini split. So this is the mini split, and it gives us heat and it gives an air conditioning, just like a central air in a house. And can you hear it running? I'm sure you can, but it's not very loud. The typical RV that has an air conditioner on the roof, it's so loud sometimes you can't even stand it. And then, but this is just very quiet. Oh, and we just turned this air conditioner on, so the fan is all the way up. If you turn it down, it's whisper quiet, and we can sleep all night without any disturbance at all.
Another thing that I love about it is that we didn't have to put any more holes in the roof. We've got just the fan. Bill even mounted the solar panels so they're not going through the roof. So except for the one fan, we're not worried about holes creating leakage.
Right. And one of the main things that I wanted was to be able to have air conditioning when we're boondocking through the night in the desert. And we've done that.
Yes.
We actually stayed last summer, we stayed in Utah, in southern Utah, in the middle of the desert, 105 degrees. We had the air conditioning running all night, and it made it through the night. I have a very large solar system here, and it'll run this air conditioner heater for about 14 hours.
It's wonderful.
So it'll get us through the night, and then the next morning it charges by the solar and by the engine while we're driving. So that was one of my main priorities in building this. I really wanted to have air conditioning without having to plug in at an RV park somewhere, and I've accomplished that.
And without having to rely on a generator.
Right. So our solar system, we have 1,200 watts of solar panels on the roof, and I'll show you those when we go out. And then we have 560 amp hours of battery. That's a lot of battery, and that's why it'll run that thing all night. And the solar system is underneath of this bench. I'm not going to give you a whole tour of how everything works, but there you can see it. Fills that whole section.
And we had that professionally installed.
Yeah, and we have two large batteries over here that give us 560 amp hours. Yeah, this is the only thing that I did not do myself. I had it professionally done by a friend of mine in Utah, and I have a video about that will introduce him. It's in the playlist that introduce him, and if you want to get some work done, he can do it.
Now this is how we have our dinette set up. And it is very easy to get up and down because whoever has to get up, we just gently scoot this light table toward that person and the other one gets up, or you can make it go a little bit kitty corner. It's never been an issue getting in and out. It's just very, very easy. So this we have for eating, and then I do editing too for the YouTube channel. This is where I set up my computer and get myself all set up so I can edit and do any work that I need to do. So it actually makes a very lovely place to eat. Now, when we were designing this whole dinette, we designed all of it and had to figure out how the math was going to work. Well, the batteries for the whole solar system thing under there, those lithium batteries, that whole setup needed height. It needed a certain amount of height. And we realized that by building the bench at that height, he can put his feet on the floor, but I'm dangling like a kindergartner, and you can't really sit for a long time with your feet dangling. It becomes really uncomfortable. So Bill put this second floor in to make the height. Now this has ended up not only making the seating here comfortable, but it solves a very cool problem for us. Let me show you. It's time to put the table away. And I could do this too. And here we go.
Completely out of the way, out of sight, out of mind. And by the way, I forgot to mention when I was showing you the solar stuff over there, on this side is our fresh tank. It's a 30-gallon fresh water tank that fills the entire thing. And then the gray tank, which is also 30 gallons, is mounted down underneath.
A couple of neat things that he did. He put that little lip of a molding right there so that it doesn't slide forward. It's easy to get in and out. Also, where the freshwater tank is, where Bill's sitting, he solved one more problem. We needed a place to put a ladder that we could use to get on the top of the RV. And Bill went ahead.
I'm not going to take this apart because it's heavy, but the tank is under there and it comes up about this far. And then I have a piece of plywood that lays on top of it. And I have one of those telescoping ladders that lays right on top of that. So if I have to get up to do any maintenance on the solar panels or anything like that, I have a ladder underneath it here as well.
We just wanted to make sure we could tuck things away everywhere.
Right.
All right, I want to show you some more things that are just so cool in this end of the RV. Now, we don't have any kind of an outside awning. Sometimes people ask us about that. But we're bringing this nice tent awning canopy, and it's got a special spot up there. There is actually a ridge here. It's holding it in. It's not going to go anywhere. But we're going to be taking that with us. And while I'm talking about that, because I don't have a cabinet like Bill does in his office, and I do have some officey things of my own. I want to bring books. I need my stuff for my Bible and Tea with Jesus and all of that. He built me in. These are my shelves up here and over here. Right now I got a cowboy hat peeking out over here and over here on this end. And those are set up so that I can put things there and leave them there until I need them. One of the things that I love is to be set up so that you don't have to take things in and out and in and out all the time. The only thing that we have to do on a regular basis is either bring my bedding down or put it back up there. Other than that, when I tuck something away, it can stay there until I need it. And I love that. Now, I love these curtains. We have little bungees that can hold them open. Really easy, just on a hook. Can hold them open when we're traveling. And they come across beautifully. Now, I ran into something, and that was that sometimes if we have these windows open, which let me show you these beautiful windows. Nice. You don't have to worry about the rain coming in. Lets a beautiful cross breeze go across here. Right now the AC is on, so I'm going to close it. Very nice. But I've discovered at night that if I'm staying somewhere and I have a little bit of light on, and it can be very cozy and private in here, it's very nice. But if we have the windows open, I glance up and realize the breeze just kind of went whoosh, and my curtain blew kind of open, and that's just a little disconcerting. So I did something that is working really well. I'm actually a little proud of myself about this. I put some little round magnets. They come with a sticky back that you can place in two spots here. So when I close these, they practically find each other. There we go. The magnets stuck together. And now, even if the breeze moves the curtains, I'll still have the privacy. So, and they come apart extremely easily. And of course, the magnets only have to hold those little light curtains together. So I love finding simple solutions to things. Right here, Bill has put some very strong hooks up for me. I've got an umbrella that I just keep right in the RV. And I'm going to talk about this just a little bit. This isn't really for sitting, although it's not a bad idea. This is for at night, because I often put my head at this side because it's got more, it blocks any light that I have from bothering Bill very much. But if I have to get up, it can be awkward sometimes getting my legs up over the counter or whatever, especially if they're cramping. And with this, I can just pull myself up. It just gives me a lot more ease in getting up and down. And so all of these are just wonderful. We have on both sides, we have these wonderful lights that can become indirect. They can be a reading light. They're wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And then if you push it and leave it, it's a night light. So there's one on either side. Absolutely love it. Here we have USB port, which I use all the time to plug my phone in and my iPad at night. Two drink holders, which can be really handy when you're just kind of sitting here visiting and you got someplace to put your drink. This is kind of like my nightstand. I tuck my glasses, I put everything in this nightstand. The book I'm reading, whatever, goes in there. We have regular plugs for 110, and then the same great idea set up on that side. And then this is for 6-gallon jugs of water. Nice, safe place for them. We use the Arizona tea jugs because they're thick and easy to keep really clean. And they're sturdy, and the lids are sturdy. So those are places for 6 jugs of water.
That way we drink water that we don't necessarily like drinking out of the 30-gallon tank.
Yeah,
So we can have fresh drinking water, 6 gallons of it.
yeah, that's just to make sure we're really drinking, what water that we know is going to be absolutely fine. Now, this is something else I wanted to just show you. These actually are real seat belts, and they are from, they're for golf carts. And they're real good, real sturdy. Now, I had thought that one of the purposes I would have for these would be just, here we go. If I decided I would sit back here for a little while, it's just safer to have the seat belt, and I've got the wall here. But I've discovered something with just sitting in the back while we're driving. This is a truck. It's a 450 dually, and it's made for hauling huge amounts of weight for people to move. So when we hit a bump up there, it's a whole different ball game when you hit a bump back here. I mean, it's just, they're good, sturdy, very rough shocks. So I don't have to be back here to sit up. I can sit up in the front. But I just decided that it just doesn't feel real great bouncing around back here. However, we're going to show you how we do the beds. And if I've got a period of time where I really have to lay down and we do have to keep driving, it's nice because I'll show you. I can lay down here. I can put a pillow up against this wall for a little more safety. I can fasten both of these across me, and see, because it's up here, I can turn. And if we would have to stop quickly or anything would happen, I'm not going to go flying. And it just gives me a little bit more safety back here. See, there's one on either side. And what we did is, I know they're not perfectly centered because we made sure they were going into main studs in the wall. They're fastened into the studs. And so it's just a little bit more of a safety feature. So anyway, I absolutely love this place. We'll show you how we do the bed. And this has been just so practical. I'm very cozy to work here, to eat here, and to sleep here.
So when we designed this, of course, this is our dinette, but it also turns into a bed. It's a little narrower than a standard full-size bed, so we could both sleep here side by side, but it would be really tight. But we did that on purpose because this box is a full 8 feet wide, which I really like. If we had like a Transit or an Econoline, they're only about 5.5 feet wide, and I can't sleep this way. But with 8 feet wide, I can sleep this way. The problem is, if we're both here, she'd be here and I'd be there. If I have to get up, I have to crawl over her, and it just doesn't work. So we decided, so I'm sleeping in the bed above the cab and she's sleeping in this one. So, we each have our own bed. So that's the deal there. So to make the bed, it's very easy. I have a board underneath it here. It just slides out. Bridges the gap. Spread out the cushions. And there you go. And then we have her bedding, which is on top of my bed while we're driving, and it's very easy to just spread it out.
Yep. I keep it simple as far as bedding, nothing super fancy, but it's nice and comfortable.
Right.
Now, we ordered these cushions. There's no way in the world that I could have made these to fit as snugly as these do and be made out of such good foam.
Yeah.
One of the more expensive things we put in here, but considering the fact that it's my bed and we want a good working table, it's been worth every penny.
CustomCushions.com is where we ordered them. We gave the exact dimensions. It took them about 2 months or 2.5 months.
Yeah.
But
And
we're
I-
very happy with it.
Yes, very happy. I was able to pick what kind of cushion I wanted on the inside, what the fabric was, how I wanted them made, and the size. And they have fit perfectly.
Right.
So having a bed that's comfortable is kind of significant when you're
Yep.
in someplace for a long time.
So really the last thing to look at in here is this cabinet. Now, I'm a carpenter. I've been building houses all my life. But I'm not a finished carpenter, okay? I don't build furniture. I'm a hack carpenter. I do framing. So this is all built just out of plywood. And it looks okay, painted. It's not real fancy, but it certainly works. We have these 6 milk crates, and we fit two in each one. Those where we keep our clothes. She gets 4 of them, I get 2 of them.
Yeah, I guess that's
And
true.
then we have a small hanging closet down here.
That's also very important.
One of the things that I like about building our own is that we can design spaces just for exactly what we need. This is her walker, which she doesn't need very often, but she needs them in airports. She needs them if we walk around a museum for a long period of time. So that slides right in there. Also, we have this toilet seat. If we're boondocking someplace, we're out in the middle of nowhere, I also have a trowel, a shovel, folding shovel. I can go out in the woods, dig a hole, and just use that over top of the hole and cover it. And it just keeps our composting toilet from getting full as much. So that,
Also, you can see some places to hang in there, and it actually works out nicely.
yeah, some
And a
hanging
few
clothes here.
things. Yep.
And then we've got 3 cabinets here for all of our food and some of our pots and pans. Of course, we do some of the pots and pans and dishes and things over there as well. Down here, Elizabeth's real proud of this. That's our shoes.
Yep. I found something that fit that spot exactly.
Yep. So I designed that hole specifically for that tray that slides right in. And then we have our refrigerator.
This is so cool.
I love this refrigerator. So this works very well. We really like it. It's a set power. It has 2 compartments which you can adjust differently. See, it's got a light inside. This is a smaller one. You can make them both refrigerators. You can make them both freezers. Or right now we have this as a fridge and that as a freezer. So you can see the temperatures here. One is at 14 and one is at, what, 37, I think. We've had this working now for 1.5 years, and it really works well. It's never let us down. If you're looking for a 12, no, this is 12 volt, so it just plugs right into the battery. If you're looking for a 12 volt refrigerator for a camper van or RV or station wagon or anything like that, I highly recommend this. In the description down below this video, there's a link to the video where we did the full review of this. There's also a link for that you can get a discount if you use our link to purchase it. So
Yeah, we're working with Set Power.
it also came, this pull-out tray came with it. It was an extra purchase, but it comes with it, or you can order it from Set Power. So if you're interested in a good RV 12 volt refrigerator freezer, this works well. Check it out in the description below for our review video. Oh, and this actually, if we pull it out like that, it'll lock in. When we're cooking, this will actually turn into additional counter space, which is kind of cool. Yeah. We've used it numerous times. I think that's about it for inside. So I guess we'll go out and I don't have much out there to show you, but I'll show you a few things. Now I already showed you a little bit about the back here when I showed you the mini split here, but I didn't have enough room for my tools, my sewer lines, water hoses, that sort of thing. So I mounted one of these toolboxes, and it works well. Got my toolbox in there, jacks, all that kind of stuff. But I found it wasn't quite enough room, so just the other day I put another one. Sewer line, that sort of thing. Makes it much easier. I mean, I didn't have any place to keep all that stuff unless it was in the floor in the middle of the truck, and that doesn't work very well. Right over here is the plug. When I go to an RV park, I can plug it into shore power. Over here I have 2 water fillers. One is for the tank and one is just to, power it with the shore water. And then down here is the drain for the gray tank. Now this was very interesting because I told you I wanted to cut a hole through here, but notice that the cab is not attached to the box. There's about 4-inch gap. So I had to, I can't see it very well, it's too dark. Let me go inside and show you. This is inside the cab, you can see it from here. There's a rubber gasket that I put all the way around. You see it's flexible. And that way, the cab and the box flex differently as I go down the road, and that takes care of it. So that was actually a gasket that's made to put in the back window. If you have a pickup truck camper that slides in the back of a pickup, if the windows are designed right, you can actually take the window out of the back of the pickup and out of the front of the camper and put that gasket in there so you can crawl through. That's what it was designed for, but it worked well for this. Now the solar panels, 1200 watts of panels, that's 6 200 watt panels. The roof is thin aluminum, and I really didn't want to put any holes in there. I do have the one hole where the roof vent is in there. But I found these roof racks that come down and attach to the side instead of clamping down on the top. Not only did I not want to put holes in the roof, but I wouldn't trust that thin aluminum roof to hold the weight of the solar panels. So I think this was the perfect solution. This truck is 22 feet long, and I love it because it's just long enough to be able to do everything we need to inside, but it's just short enough that I can park it at Walmart without parking way out in the boonies someplace. So we bought this thing, like we said, like 16 months ago, and last spring I built this out to the point where it was functional. It wasn't finished, but it was functional, and we took a trip 6 weeks out west from Virginia. We're in Virginia now. We went out to Utah and southern Colorado. We absolutely loved it. We spent 6 weeks in it.
Yes, yes.
And this coming summer, we're going to be spending 2 more months in it. We're not full time by any means,
No,
but we take extended trips. This summer, we'll be spending 2 months going all the way to the Pacific Northwest. And we will have, of course, all of those videos documented on our channel. So if you're not subscribed to our channel and you'd like to see those videos, go ahead and subscribe so you can catch those videos when they come out this summer. Help us on our push to 1 million subscribers.
1 million.
Only 812,000 more to go.
Now, we have had people ask us, since we spent 6 weeks in it, is there anything we wish we'd done differently?
Right.
And actually, no. I mean, what you've been doing now has made the floor beautiful. The trim is gorgeous. It looks great. But
When we traveled
as far as the design,
when we traveled last summer, everything was functional, but it wasn't finished. I just recently finished the flooring. I finished the paint. I finished all the molding, so now it's nice. But there's only one thing really that we discovered that we
really one thing that we would change.
wish you had done different, and that was this light right here. It's too low. I wish I would have put it a little higher. Because if you're sitting there by yourself, it's fine. But if there's 2 people sitting there, which we actually had a couple over when in Colorado, and the 4 of us sat here and had supper together, and whoever's sitting against the wall hits your shoulder on that. So that's the only thing we could find. Everything else,
and only if you're as tall as we are.
that's true. But everything else, the design, the systems, everything worked perfectly just the way we designed it.
Yeah.
So we really love it.
I mean, wishing this was a teeny bit higher is just such a minor point.
Yep.
We really found that all of this works very well for us. It is comfortable. We don't bump into each other too much. There's plenty of room. It's cozy. It's been very functional. And like I've said before, I love having a busy day out, and you come back and you come in, and the door's shut, you close the curtains, and you have this little sanctuary, and we can do everything we need to. If we get caught in bad weather, it's still very pleasant being in here. So
Yeah, if you're in a van, a camper van, and you're stuck in bad weather, you can't stand up, you sit there like this. We can breathe in here.
yeah, and I love being able to absolutely stand up. It's
Yep.
important for me. I wouldn't be able to be bent over. Even if we took this and had to make it lower and curved, I'd be losing my balance all the time.
So if we would sometime in the future buy another newer truck and build another one, would we build the same floor plan?
I think we absolutely would build the same floor plan.
I do
We
too.
would just make the teeny little lights higher.
Yep.
That'd be the only thing. No, I love the floor plan.
Yep.
So far, so good. So, yeah.
So there you go.
We appreciate you guys.
Yep.
You know, if it wasn't for you, so much in our life wouldn't even be possible.
That's right.
We feel privileged that you want to share in our lives, and we love having you be a part of it. So,
So thanks for watching.
yes, live simple.
Live free. You be blessed.
Yes, and we will see you guys soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.